Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Etsy Print on Demand Shop Reviews. This is episode number 46, and today we're going to be taking a look at a nice looking Etsy shop. I only took a glance at it, but they had some really good looking thumbnails, so I want to see if they're adhering to a lot of the best practices, and also take a glance at how many sales they've made to date, because I didn't even slow down to take a look at that yet. So we're going to take another look at this Etsy shop, see what they did well, see if they can improve on anything. So let's get started. Real quick reminder, I've got some free resources for you, all linked in the description. I've got the weekly print on demand giveaway that'll end tomorrow. The winners will be randomly selected and announced. I've got the 8-day print on demand mini course delivered via email. Just give me your email address. I'll send you one lesson a day for 8 days to get you started on Etsy. And I've got a great print on demand Facebook group. If you're not a member yet, I'd love to have you. All right, let's jump on over to Etsy. All right, so the shop is Kindred Cloth Co. And I will link to it in the description like I normally do. 36 sales, 4.5 star average review. I do like, the banner. You get the profile image here. Featured items. I mean, these mockups are really good. Definitely seen some bestsellers using similar mockups in the past, so we know that those work. And again, you don't need to guess. Just kind of look at what's selling really well on Etsy and take a cue from what is working already. All right, let me zoom in. All right, so featured items, wildflower shirt. That looks like that shirt from Amazon merch, by the way. Wasn't there one like that on merch that was selling really well? To me, I don't know. I think from staring at these merches or these niches on Amazon merch every single week, it's like they all start to blur together. But I think this looks pretty good. You got some additional mock-ups here, like hanging in the closet. Different mock-up here on a different color. Okay. These all look really good. I wonder if you're doing this manually, or are you using a solution like bulk mockup potentially? I did mention that on my video that I dropped a couple weeks ago, showing you how I was doing some of my Etsy mockups. I gave a bunch of different options, honestly. And the cool thing about bulk mockup was it was a script that you install in Photoshop, and then you can basically just make a folder with your designs, a folder with your blank mockups, and then it'll just apply them and export them in a third folder. So that's cool. You got all your available colors here, so you got a color chart. I like that. And then your pricing is pretty high, but I guess if people are paying it, more power to you. So $25 a shirt. Hey, why not? If you can collect it, why not? Got the sizing chart as well. Okay. And you say women should typically size down one size from their usual t-shirt size. Okay, so there you go. All shirts are made to order, therefore we cannot accept returns or exchanges. However, we do replace shirts. They may be misprinted. Okay, awesome. So you got some good generic, and it's branded too. You got your logo there at the bottom. So this shop does look really good. I would say well done. Also, I decided to jump on over to Insight Factory, which I'll link in the description, and just kind of spy on the wildflower t-shirt, which apparently I had a typo, so my bad there. Let's research that. Wildflower t-shirt though, on Insight Factory, and we can get kind of a projection of how well these are selling. Like some of these top ranked listings are making sales, daily. Like we can see as of recording this, at least the top 3 made a sale today. The 4th one made a sale yesterday. 5th, 6th sold today. 7th sold today. So wildflower niche seems to be really good. If I click the today, you can actually see a projection of the sales relative to the date, and you can track the number of views these listings are getting. So if you're getting 100 views a day on a listing, that is certainly indicative of a niche that I want to be in. Also notice what that slant looks like. Of course, I'm on a green screen, so I'm doing it in reverse, but it is up and to the right, generally speaking, even though there are some fluctuations day over day. So this is, anybody watching, definitely a niche you may want to consider entering. Like I said, I've seen it do well on merch by Amazon in the future, or in the past. I've seen the future in the past as well. So interesting. And then also I've seen a similar kind of design style where this wildflower niche seems to have like multiple flowers on it, and also very like thin graphics. Not that you have to follow the previous designs, but I do see some similarities there. 427 favorites, tags here, by the way, too. If you make listings and you're like, damn, what tags do I use? Or you just say, hey, I need to add these 13 tags. I know I need to use them, but it takes too long. Well, hey, Insight Factory also helps you with tags. You literally just click where it says copy tags, and you can just paste. I put them in the URL up here just so you can see, and it does, in fact, paste them in a way that you can just paste them into Etsy and you've got all 13 tags for your listing. So pretty easy. So check out Insight Factory. They are my go-to for Etsy. You have a customer review here, 3 out of 5 stars. It says the shirt is really big. I really should have ordered a medium instead of a large. Of course, they didn't pay attention to the sizing chart where it says women should typically size down 1 size. Whenever I get a bad review, if it's going to drop your shop reviews to under 5 stars, I reach out to the customer and ask them if I can make it right in any way, shape, or form. Like I even had to do that just last week, I think. Like some customer left a bad review. They didn't like the shirt that the design was printed on. So I literally just said, hey, if I send you a new shirt, same design, but different brand of shirt. And I you know, you can always use words like, I'll upgrade you to a nicer shirt, stuff like that. Would you consider, you know, updating your review? And they said yes. So I sent them the new shirt. And now I need to follow up with that after I record this video, see if they actually updated the review. Maybe I'll kind of poke them, be like, hey, did you get the new shirt yet? Anyways, little aside there. I think that listing looked really good though. You definitely had a lot of like good mock-ups and the more generic stuff like the sizing chart and whatnot. Yellowstone, see, I don't know, man. This is the type of thing that like you just got to be careful with, because we're doing a long-term business, and Yellowstone is a national park, but when you put the Yellowstone Ranch logo from the TV show in the background, all of a sudden it's like you might be rolling the dice there with your business, and if you get kicked off Etsy, it is a big pain to get back on. And it looks like you've got quite a bit of Yellowstone merch, so I would just make sure, if you're going to go this route, that it is a calculated risk. And then you got the New Balance kind of logo there, but it says ND instead of MB. Just, make sure that you're cool with like all of these. Just, it's Etsy, right? We know that they don't really have the rejection approval algorithm upon submission, but we do know that if you are on the receiving end of infringement reports, that can end badly for you, whether or not you did something wrong, by the way, because sometimes you actually did do something wrong. Other times you don't actually need to do something wrong. People can just report you, and if it happens enough times, you will get removed from the platform, as what happened to me in 2019. So anyways, we live and we learn though, don't we? Okay, so you're making different listings with these designs, so you might not even have that many designs because you only have 60 products for sale. And if we look at like the Yellowstone one, right, that's 6 of your 60 listings, so 10% right there, right? Is that 10%? 6 divided by 60, yeah. Long day. The flower designs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of your 60 are just the flower design. Some of these other designs, they look really good. Like, you just need to, I think, create more designs. I like the way that you're like cropping these, like zooming in, framing them really well. That is good. Although I am zoomed in, so it is worth mentioning that, like, bride, and then it says established 2022, but you can't see the established 22. If I go to 100% zoom, it is really, really, really hard to read these texts. So I personally always lean towards zooming in more. But it is, I guess, because Etsy gives you the ability to kind of crop and zoom in or out on your primary thumbnail. So it's up to you. You got to do what you think is best for your shop. The nice thing about Etsy is you really can make it your own. So I mean, by the way, the thing that I think you're doing really well is your mockups. Though these look great. I would love to know if you're doing them manually or if this is, like I said, you're using like an automation solution. I mean, you only have 60 listings, so if you were doing it manually, it wouldn't surprise me. Eventually, though, you may want to consider like something more scalable. I know MyDesigns is working on their print-on-demand integrations, and they already are really good for generating mockups, and I know they've been adding more, and in the future, they may add the ability to like kind of upload your own smart object mockups. At least that's what I was told, and that would be amazing. So we'll see what happens there. But the MyDesigns software is free, or I should say it's at least free right now while it's still in beta, so make sure you sign up. I'll also drop a link to that in the description because, hey, you can't beat free, right? And eventually you'll have to pay. I do like, man, your mockups though. This shop has great mockups. Careful when you do designs like this. I mean, I know it's Etsy and there's a certain look, a certain vibe that you're going for, but just like the brown on brown, it's also, you're selling these on the internet, so you do want to try to adhere to some of these best practices. And when you put brown on brown, it's already not popping. And then when the text is super small, like this one especially. The way it was framed here in this mock-up, like right behind me that I'm pointing to, right here, you're not doing yourself many favors there. You know, not that it isn't a good product that I'm sure people would love to buy, but you know what I mean? You still have to frame it in a way that generates interest from the Etsy customer so that they don't scroll right past it. But this shop, I mean, yeah, this shop has potential. I wish I knew how many shirts you're selling at $25. That's always, because I'm always wondering like if I'm charging too much, not charging enough, etc. I usually price mine on around like $19.99. The one thing I know you can do is add the loss leader. So mark just one of your SKUs, one of your color size combinations down a bit to generate interest. I think that will definitely benefit you over the long run because it gets a higher click-through rate. And then most people, as long as they're not buying, you know, an extra small size, or I mean, you know, size extra small, color white, you know, whatever you end up doing for the loss leader, you'll end up making full price anyways if they convert. Again, color contrast, you know, sometimes you can probably improve upon it. Like right here, it says "Here comes the bride," but it's just kind of blending in with the color of that sweatshirt. So just be mindful of those things. But I think overall, definitely a good looking shop. And then you may want to reconsider how you do your sections, just because if you do them by niche, most likely after a while you'll be in way more niches than your allowed sections on Etsy. So you may want to consider doing it by like product type, and then you can split out like trending niches into its own section, and then when they're not trending anymore, just delete that section. Just a thought. Anyways, great shop, guys. If you want to check it out for yourself, I will link to it in the description. Thank you for watching. Please check out my full print-on-demand course if you want my exact step-by-step tutorial on how to start, scale, and automate your print-on-demand business. That includes my full Etsy course as one of the modules there. So that's linked in the description, guys. Thank you for watching, though. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new Top 5 Niches of the Week video.